Eben is asking, how can Africa have generational businesses? And he also mentioned what the content he has been consuming on CNN and elsewhere. So here's what's very interesting. I'm going to mention the scenario of China just for a moment, and then mention the scenario of Japan. I think by far, if my calculations are correct, some of the oldest family businesses on earth are actually not even the Rockefellers, they're not even the Rothschilds, they're not even the JP Morgans, who have been in this game for 200 to 300 years. But I think some of the oldest known generational businesses, they surprisingly come out of Japan. Japan is home to a hotel that is more than 750 years old and has been handed over from generation to generation. And I think Europe is home to a certain contract that a family has with a government or a municipality that is more than 400 years old. You see, now that's way older than the Rockefellers, who actually were the oil barons of the world. It's slightly older than the steel barons of the world, like the Andrew Carnegie's. It's slightly older than the JP Morgan. So when you think legacy, you gotta think vision. And there's a point that Greg made earlier on, that we mustn't go around the element of mindset. You cannot think legacy if you don't firstly interrogate your own mindset. Generational businesses are not powered by opportunity. They're not powered by innovation. No. Other businesses are powered by those things, but generational businesses are powered by family values, and they're powered by mindset. So in response to Eben, I'm saying revisit your own mindset as an individual, revisit your collective mindset as a family, because your mindset is your worldview, is how you approach life, is how you do life. It's also what you value and treasure the most. Why am I saying that? There is a book by, I'm going to have a look, I think it's Johnson Spencer. Yes, it's Spencer Johnson, who wrote that classic book called Who Moved My Cheese? It's a confrontational question. Who moved my cheese? Excuse me. And for the benefit of the audiences, Who Moved My Cheese speaks about two mouses that were used to getting their cheese from one cheese station, and one day somebody moved the cheese to further down the road, and one mouse, just an analogy, one mouse always had running shoes around their neck, meaning they were always action ready. They were always looking at the horizon, like Greg mentioned, an awareness of circumstances. The reason why a resilient mindset and a mindset that is adaptable to change is very critical is because you're going to need that mindset if somebody or something moves the cheese station. That's very, very critical. So do cultivate a mindset, do pay close attention to the set of values that you have, that they're not just short-term focus, but they are long-term. And last but not least, on that same question, generational businesses are not run based on short-term contracts you can get from the government. No. They are not based on that. Generational businesses are not run by capitalizing on maybe one single product. No, generational businesses are actually built by what Greg already gave you, our dear audiences. He said, make sure that you have an intimate awareness of the market. The market may look for pineapple juice today, but tomorrow the market might look for a cocktail or a mocktail that is made out of an ingredient of pineapple juice. The market today might need pineapple juice to be presented this way. Tomorrow the market might need that same juice to be presented this way. These days, people go to restaurants that are serving food that is Instagrammable. If you ask people 20 years ago, what are you talking about? Instagrammable food if the chef made good tasting food, that was enough. But today the market is looking for tasty food that is presentable. So for you to run a business with longevity, Mr. Eben, you need to have that situational awareness. You need to maintain that intimacy with where the cheese is moving, or what is important to the market. So dear Africa, let's not be short-term minded. Let's be long-term and short-term minded. That's my response to Eben on that question of how can Africa run generational businesses. Let's move from hand to mouth to being more aware of prioritizing the market beyond ourselves. Let's go beyond the stomach. Let's prioritize the real needs of the market. Prioritizing the stomach is good because you get to feed the family, but let's go beyond the dynamics of the stomach and go into what Africa needs, what the world needs, because by so doing, we will materialize the Africa we want. That is my response to Eben. What are my parting thoughts? My parting thoughts, I'll keep it short and sweet. My parting thoughts are the following. My closing remarks are also a call to action. My call to action is that maybe after this robust conversation, in the words of Kenneth, that is very hot, after this hot conversation, you may be inspired for action. I don't use the words motivated. No, you may be inspired to take action. You may also be inspired to have a man in the mirror conversation where you realistically go like, do I need a panel? Do I need an advisory panel around me? Do I need to consult my dad? Do I need to consult my mom? Bless you if your parents are alive. Or do I need to consult an industry expert? Do have that man in the mirror conversation. That's my first recommendation or call to action in a closing remark.